Hello, welcome back to the Snap-on Tri-County Tool Show. I'm braced for impact for this one, folks. This is going to be a highly contested video. I have a feeling, hopefully, I give you all the information you need, but if I don't, I'll leave a comment down below and I'm sure to get back to you. My phone is fully charged, notifications are on, so I'm ready for you. At least this time I am. We're talking about chrome versus impact sockets. So, without further ado, we'll hop into this video and I'll see you on the other side. You're gonna say I'm crazy, Joseph. How are you gonna talk about something as controversial as snap-on sockets, impact versus chrome? Well, I might be a little bit off my rocker. I might be a little bit kooky, but I want you guys to know that there is a difference and I want to be able to explain it, hopefully, in a way that everyone understands. Hey, stop using chrome on your impact. Of course, if you want to use impact on your ratchets, go ahead. If you do have the room to do it, you're not going to hurt anything. But I will say, you are making a damaging effect on your impact if you are using those chrome bad boys on applications that you need your impact. So, first of all, we're just going to talk specifics. If I put these bad boys up against this piece of paper, which we're going to get into, you're going to see your snap-on impact is going to be a little bit longer than your chrome. Other than just usage based, so you're going to be able to fit into a tighter, longer spot with the impact, there's no big differences there. The actual thickness of the socket, if I were to plop this chrome on top there, you can probably see you are getting a little bit of a thinner socket with your chrome. So if you're in a width based situation where you need something a little bit narrower, you're getting the same drive or the same socket on the end, which this one would be 1 inch with a thinner wall with the chrome. And the reason why we can do that is because of the special alloy steel, where it's tempered a different way. You're going to be able to get a thinner walled socket that'll hold up to the constant torque abuse compared to when you're talking impact. They're going to be able to deal with a lot of that heavy-duty hammering abuse that you're going to give it. So, obviously, with our sockets, if we do a quick rundown, your impact on the left, your chrome on the right, one's going to have a chrome finish, one's going to have an industrial finish. Basically, that's, of course, so you can identify what's what. But where our impacts are actually made with oil throughout the process, the chrome wouldn't adhere properly, so we wouldn't want to chrome that and have it chrome flake off and cut you down the road. So along with that, you're going to get your thicker walls, you're going to get your industrial finish. Now, if we're talking the actual meat of this conversation, the actual inside, the internals, the type of metal that's used, we can talk a little bit about our performance chart. So this basically is something I refer to my customers a lot on. Basically show the different types of steel that we use. Now, it will say that all of our sockets are made with the chrome, nickel, molybdenum, boron steel. Don't ask me to spell that. It does definitely give me my cheat sheet there. But what it is it's a type of steel that we use that does cost a little bit more, but it allows us to make a stronger socket. Now, where all of our sockets are made like that, a lot of guys will say, "Ha, I gotcha." Well, yes and no. They're actually made with a special application in mind. So with our impacts, they're actually made softer, which is kind of counterintuitive. You'd think, oh, more impacting, you're going to need it harder. Well, that's true to a point. You're going to need it harder, but you're also going to need it to absorb that shock and not crack under the pressure, which is another reason we don't recommend chrome. They're made for that one-time hard torque, but if you're hammering on it over, you're more likely to have that socket fail, crack, or splay out on you. So we don't want that to happen. With the impacts, they're made softer. That also gives us another reason why we make them softer, is the anvils. Anvils of our impacts are made soft so that they don't shear off. Now, if you have a harder steel hammering up against a softer steel all day, you're going to notice some very unique issues. Have you ever had a socket fall off the end of your impact when you go into a tight spot? You may have used some harder steeled sockets than what you should have for your anvil, and your anvil's actually starting to wear and pinch that anvil ring in place. So if you have, this is your public service announcement. You can stop doing that now. Hopefully you can, at least. because what you're doing is you're rounding the anvil, which is making this anvil ring pinch in place, which is not holding your socket anymore. So we talked about basically your manufacturing process, how our sockets are different. Obviously, your retaining style is different as well. So we've had a lot of guys using chrome. You go to pull that chrome socket off, it's going to actually jam up on your anvil ring, because these are made to be used with a retention ball anvil, which is basically that little ball on your ratchet or your extension. If you're using the anvil rings, you could end up pulling that off with it as well, and then you really have a problem, because now you got to get a new anvil ring or possibly a socket depending on how much it's damaged it. But other than that, I believe that's all we have to talk to about today on sockets. So there you have it, folks. I guess that's a whole lot of talking just to let you know about sockets. Hopefully I explained it well enough that you guys understand the differences. The harder yet softer sockets, depending on your application. Basically, we're just trying to create an environment where your tool, as in your more expensive impact, doesn't fail, and the socket that can be easily replaced fails before anything else. Of course, safety in mind, everything else in mind as well. We got to keep you guys safe. So if you have any questions, if you want me to define any of the stuff that I talked about, whether it's on our Snap-on performance sheet with the chrome molybdenum steel, or just more of an example on how our sockets are different, or if your sockets that you have now are actually impact, if they're chrome just with a thicker wall, which I have seen in my area quite a bit as well. Leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, have a great day, and we'll talk in the next one.